Remember when I wrote my writing with you guys to show my thoughtful writing process? You all helped me write an awesome story about my walk through the park with my dog and listening to the birds sing. I think, though, that we can add a little bit more to it. Today, we're going to revisit that writing and see where we can be good writers and add some detail to the story. To begin this lesson, let us first read through my story that I wrote a few weeks ago with all of you, and if you have an idea or where we can add some detail, give me a thumbs up high in the air and share your idea to the class once the entire story is read. So this is a story that we wrote together, and I'm going to read it through once, and then at the end of the story, I want you all to give me your ideas on where we can add a little bit of detail. So I walked yesterday. The weather was nice. I heard the birds sing. They sounded good. My dog got tired. We went home. My mom made food. I went to bed. Now that we've finished reading this story, where do you think that we can add some detail? I saw a lot of thumbs, so let's go over the first sentence. I walked yesterday. What do we think sounds better? Yeah, so what did I walk with yesterday? I walked my dog yesterday. So we can say, I walked my dog yesterday. Second sentence. The weather was nice. What can we say instead of was nice? Right, what the weather actually was. So was it warm, cold? Well, yesterday it was very warm, right? So the weather was very warm. Weather was very warm. I heard the birds sing. Well, where did we hear the birds sing, right? What can we add here? Where did we walk to? The park, right? So I heard the birds sing at the park. They sounded good. Now, good, that's a boring word, right? That's one of our boring words. So what can we say instead of good to make our story sound a little better? Do they sound beautiful? Do they sound nice? Right, the birds sounded beautiful. So they sounded beautiful. My dog got tired. Well, what did my dog get tired from? What can we add here to make the story sound a little better, to explain why my dog was tired? Right, from walking. We walked a long time, so my dog got tired from walking. From walking. We went home. Well, where were we before we went home, right? Make it sound a little better. So we left the park and went back home, right? That sounds better than just we went home. My mom made food. Well, what food did she make? Did she make breakfast? Was it in the morning? Did she make lunch, dinner? Right, the walk was at night. So my mom made dinner instead of food. We can put dinner instead of food. Gives a little more detail. Tells the reader what kind of food your mom made. I went to bed. Well, why did you go to bed? You were tired, right? So let's tell the reader that. I got tired, so I went to bed. Or not the reader. Yeah, the reader. They were reading your story. Went to bed. Now that we've finished my individual writing, which do you think sounds the best? The original story that I wrote here in the black, or the story that we just added a little more detail to that I wrote over here? Let's decide together, rereading the first story and then the second story. And once I'm done, how about we decide as a class which one sounds better? So the first reading says, I walked yesterday. The weather was nice. I heard the birds sing. They sounded good. My dog got tired. We went home. My mom made me food, and I went to bed. So that's the first story, and here's the second. I walked my dog yesterday. The weather was very warm. I heard the birds sing at the park. They sounded beautiful. My dog got tired from walking. We left the park and we went home. My mom made dinner. I got tired, so I went to bed. Now that you've heard both stories, which do you think sounds the best? I agree with you. The revised story sounds better. It gives a little more detail on what the walk was like. Sounds a little better than the original story. Alright, now since you all have mastered my story and now you know how to edit a piece of writing, I would like all of you to quietly go back to your seats and write diligently on a past writing you have done in class so far this year. Make appropriate changes to your writing, adding details where they belong. Don't forget, we made a chart of words as examples on how you can change words to make it sound like you have added more detail, which is our exceptional word wall. Remember that. I'll leave it hanging up so you guys can see it. Once you get back to your seats, I would like all of you to turn to your neighbor and give them one example on how you plan to add detail to your stories. If you do not think you're fully ready to revise your writing, discuss how you could possibly add detail as you continue on your writing in class for the future. Have fun!